What's going on, guys, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV, and welcome back to yet another Tottenham update for you guys. We've got a few bits and pieces to get through, a few transfer rumours doing the rounds today all across a few different platforms, which we'll get into in a second. But let's start off with the report from Ali Gold on Christian Romero and his injury update. And what Ali Gold says is Christian Romero will undergo scans at Hotspur Way later today to assess the extent of his injury picked up on international duty. Obviously, it was a hamstring injury, and Dr. Rajpal, who's a sports, fitness and movement coach, says that Tottenham defender Christian Romero's injury is to his left hamstring. His return depends on the severity. A grade 1 will take between 1 to 2 weeks average to get him back. A grade 2 will be 3 to 4 weeks, and a grade 3 will be over 6 weeks on average to get him back. And obviously, re-injury upon the return is also a key concern for hamstring injuries as well. So let's hope, all we can do is hope at this stage that it is only a grade 1, so he will be out for only 1 to 2 weeks, but it does remain to be seen, and we'll have to wait and see how these scans do at Hotspur Way today. I'm sure Ali Gold will bring us news as and when that does happen, but we do wish Christian Romero a very speedy recovery from that hamstring injury, because we need him desperately. We really do. Like I keep saying time and time again, this guy is absolute levels above any centre-back we have at the club, and he's already shown it. He has already shown it, so let's hope he does make a swift recovery back from this hamstring injury. But like I said, Ali Gold, I'm sure, will bring us news as and when any updates happen to that. But let's move on to some transfer rumours now. And let's start off with the Telegraph, and they say Jordan Pickford is lined up to replace Hugo Lloris, as Antonio Conte is now targeting the Everton man. Conte's preference is a homegrown goalkeeper to either compete with Lloris next season or establish himself as number one at the club, which is very interesting, because I've never really fancied Jordan Pickford to come to Tottenham. I mean, he's impressed me with his England displays, but his Everton displays for me have always let him down. I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan Pickford, I've got to say that. And when you're looking at the kind of, we're talking about Antonio Conte wanting an English player or a homegrown player to replace Hugo Lloris. When you're looking at the kind of candidates out there, you got obviously Jordan Pickford, you got Dean Henderson, who apparently is looking for a new club at the moment, with obviously David De Gea having that spot completely sewn up for Manchester United. You got Sam Johnston of West Brom, whose contract is running out, and you got Nick Pope of Burnley as well. So those are the probably 4 front runners if you're looking at a homegrown goalkeeper to fill the void that Hugo Lloris is going to leave when he departs the club. So when you're looking at those kind of options, I don't think it's like options that are really going to blow you away. I mean, I was impressed with Dean Henderson when he was at Sheffield United. I thought he had a really good season. Nick Pope has impressed me over the time, but when I'm looking at players that can replace Hugo Lloris or potentially be better than Hugo Lloris, I don't think any of them fit the bill, to be honest. I really don't. But back on the Jordan Pickford one, I mean, just doesn't fill me with much excitement. It really doesn't. But I want to know your opinions out there. Would you take Jordan Pickford at Tottenham? Would you replace him to eventually replace Hugo Lloris? Or would you look at some of the other goalkeepers I mentioned, Dean Henderson, Sam Johnston, Nick Pope? Let me know in the comment section below which one you would like to eventually replace Hugo Lloris in the comment section below. But as we move on, let's talk reports from Calcio Mercato, and they say Inter Milan are prepared to sacrifice Tottenham's target Stefan de Vrij should they have to sell another key player. Mino Raiola is attempting to find his client a new club, predominantly in the Premier League, and it goes on to say Stefan de Vrij could leave Inter Milan at the end of the season, with de Vrij's contract expiring in June 2023, and both Tottenham and Newcastle have been linked with securing his services. And this is one which I can really get behind. I mean, we are linked with every single player in Serie A, Inter Milan or just general Serie A players under the sun, seeing as we have Conte and Paratici at the helm. But this is one which I really think that can get over the line. Like I said, his contract ends in 2023. He's a top player, top centre-back. Conte knows him well. Obviously, he was key to his title-winning side at Inter Milan, and I think him and Romero with one of the other centre-backs could form a really, really solid base for Tottenham in a back three. I think De Vrij and Romero could complement each other really, really well with them having very different kind of skill sets. So I think this one could definitely be a goer, and I would very much welcome Stefan with open arms. I mean, when you're looking at De Vrij or Skriniar, I think I might prefer Skriniar, but he would obviously command a much higher fee. And with the fee De Vrij could command with only not long left on his contract, I think it really could be a viable option for us. And I think when you're comparing us with Newcastle, yes, Newcastle might offer more money in the short term, but I think that, you know, when he's looking at the two clubs, he's going to look at Antonio Conte, want to work with him again. And he'll look at a club that could be in the Champions League much sooner than maybe a Newcastle could be. So I think that it could be a very interesting option, Stefan De Vrij, and I'll definitely welcome him with open arms, that's for sure. Another one from Calcio Mercato is on Dejan Kulusevskiy, however you pronounce it, and he says, Dejan could join Tottenham on an initial loan in January transfer window. The winger has already spoken to his entourage about leaving Juventus. And I find this one a bit of a strange one. Like I said before, take all these with a bit of a pinch of salt, because the media are just linking us with every single player in the Serie A, or every player that played for Inter Milan. This guy at Juventus doing well, a good player, a good tricky winger from Sweden. And yes, I would welcome him. I think it would be a very good addition for us, but he only just recently joined Juventus, so I find it very hard to understand why he would be thinking about leaving them so soon. But if it is the case, then obviously I think it would be a very good signing for Tottenham. Very good signing for Tottenham. But let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on Kulusevskiy joining Tottenham in January on an initial loan, which I imagine would be an obligation to buy for the summer if we were to get that over the line. But he is a very, very good winger, fast, tricky, and I think he would definitely be an asset to Tottenham and to rival Lucas Moura on that right-hand side of the attack. So, and if Conte and Paratici want him, they know a lot more about him than we do. So that can definitely be a goer there. The last one from Calcio Mercato is on Weston McKennie. And they say Weston McKennie could still leave Juventus despite his recent strong performances. Tottenham Hotspur are especially interested in the midfielder and are not put off by the Juve's €30 million asking price. Again, another one that we've been linked with many a time over the past year, or especially since Paratici has joined Tottenham. I really rate McKennie as a player, American international, and yeah, like the report says, he's had very strong performances from Juventus this season. So I don't understand why Juventus will let him go for as little as €35 million, seeing as they only recently got him in as well. But it's also worth noting that Paratici did bring Kulusevskiy and McKennie to Juventus, so can see why he would want to bring them both to Tottenham to shore up that midfield that we've got. You know, midfield problems with Oli Skip and Højbjerg, good players in their own right, but really struggling to see how they both fit in the same team, to be honest. So I think Weston McKennie will be a big asset to Tottenham, but like I keep saying, take these with a big pinch of salt, as the next one that I'm going to bring to you as well from Tutto Mercato Web, and they're saying Inter Milan are failing to meet the wage demands set by Marcelo Brozovic, which is rumoured to be around €115 million, 115,000 euros, 115 million euros. That might be in the Newcastle ballpark figure, but not the Tottenham. 115,000 euros a week. Despite raising their offers, the club now fear they will lose the midfielder to Tottenham Hotspur or PSG. And when you're kind of comparing Brozovic or McKennie, I think I'd prefer Brozovic. I think he's been really an astonishing player for Inter Milan over the past couple of years. Obviously, Conte knows him extremely well. He was also a central part to his title-winning side at Inter Milan. I think he provides a kind of solid base for Tottenham. He's non-stop running, non-stop working. He is a true Trojan workhorse, Marcelo Brozovic. So I think he would fit in well with the Conte system, as we saw him do at Inter Milan. And I think he would be an asset for Tottenham. He really would be. So if we could get him over the line, I think that would be a very key signing into what Antonio Conte is trying to do at Tottenham Hotspur. So any of these players that we've mentioned, I really would welcome with open arms. I think they're all very good candidates for the positions that we're trying to fill. But talking on the last bit of news I've got for you today, it's from a publication called Kicker out in Germany, and they're talking on Corentin Toliso, and his agent is attempting to convince Tottenham to make a move for the midfielder who is on a free in the summer. He is a very good player. Obviously, he was in the French national team over the past couple of years at Bayern Munich, not getting the kind of desired game time that he wants due to the guy has a lot of injury problems, but he is a top player, a top talent, and he could be on a free this summer, like I mentioned. But when you're comparing the kind of midfielders that we're looking at, Toliso, Brozovic, McKennie, I think I still would prefer Brozovic over Toliso just because of the injury problems he's had, really. I think we can't afford to bring in another player who would command probably big wages that will spend a lot of time on the injury list. So I think I would take him on a free transfer, but I wouldn't take him if it was to kind of stifle us getting any other of these midfielders that we've spoken about. So that's the kind of transfer rumours right now as we speak, doing the rounds all over the internet. So I want to know your opinions on any of these transfer rumours. Let me know if you think any of these are a viable options or any of these are realistic options for Tottenham to go for this January transfer window. But that is your Tottenham update today. Let me know in the comment section below any thoughts regarding any of the news we've brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.